to the third segment of our month-long virtual campaign, Restoring the Pride. As we get ready to celebrate the 42nd anniversary of St. Lucia's independence, the Peters Management Area Office salutes our government and people.
We can, we will. We are a resilient people. We can, we will.
The PMA is also marking a special occasion, the 16th anniversary of the official inscription ceremony and the campaign of Restoring the Pride. We've been getting messages in celebration of our historic milestone. From Ladera Resort, a commitment to partner in restoring the pride and to share information on the history and importance of the PMA during monthly department meetings. We have a message from the St. Lucia National Commission for UNESCO. They have been with us from inception and will continue to stand with the PMA. Stonefield Villa Resort has been and will continue to be a strong advocate for restoring the pride. So too the District Education Officer for District 8, who on behalf of the principals, teachers and students pledges to strengthen the resolve to safeguard the PMA as a World Heritage Site. The Parliamentary Representative and the Minister of Physical Development, Honorable Harold Stanislaus, notes the significant cultural, social, spiritual and economic value of the PMA to the people of Soufrière Fontaine-Chak. Sugar Beach, a Viceroy resort, pledges to safeguard and preserve our UNESCO World Heritage Site. As a partner, we will continue to support and adhere to guidelines in place to retain our World Heritage status. And the Soufrière Regional Development Foundation affirms its unconditional commitment to the conservation of the Peters Management Area and, by direct extension, the sustenance of its World Heritage status. Here is the CEO of the Soufrière Regional Development Foundation, Franklin Solomon.
Well, one of the things that is fundamental is the very mission statement that the Soufrière Foundation goes by. We are primarily charged to foster social, economic, and cultural development. Of course, in a manner that is responsive to the needs and aspirations of the community. And that is all done while enhancing and preserving the cultural and natural assets upon which that development is based. And so for that very reason, if you look at the very mission of the Soufrière Foundation and juxtapose it to the fundamental needs and requirements, responsibilities of the PMA, you would easily understand why those two organizations are forced to be not just in a relationship, but to literally work hand in hand on a consistent basis. As a nation, we find ourselves tying the value of the World Heritage status to the Soufrière region as opposed to the country on the whole. That in itself is a vehicle and an engine that really and truly spurs our tourism industry. And so I often feel like the country in itself does not do enough to not just recognize, but to consistently educate, pound, and highlight the importance of the World Heritage Site. And so as an organization, the Soufrière Foundation, which of course thrives on the management of natural assets and depend on the tourism dollar, we see and value the World Heritage status at a level that is astronomical. We genuinely believe that much has to be done by other entities. I honestly believe that the tourism ministry has to do a lot more when it comes to the preservation or conservation of the PMA, thereby ensuring that we maintain the World Heritage status. I believe that the recognition of the PMA and the site and its importance has to be something that is done through very subtle reminders. I think you go to a souvenir store and you see the pitons, but there's nothing that necessarily speaks to it as a World Heritage Site. You just see the pitons and you see St. Lucia. And so I genuinely believe that much effort has to be made by way of paraphernalia that speaks directly, merchandising the entire works, whatever it takes to remind us and to sell the country as a World Heritage Site.
And we also have the PMA UNESCO Club expressing gratitude to the PMA office for their generosity and support.
The focus of our club is to maintain or to protect the significance and the World Heritage status of our Twin Peaks. It's also to follow all the principles of UNESCO, which stand for tolerance, good governance, and equality for all. We also try our best to teach all in St. Lucia, youth and older, about the importance of the pitons to us, the importance of it as a World Heritage Site, and how we can benefit the pitons as it is benefiting us. We are very interested in not only protecting the pitons, but making sure that it is sustainable for everyone. For the fishermen, for the guides that are on the trail, and for even you wanting to climb and explore the piton management area. Truly, the piton management area is for every St. Lucian, but we still want to protect it as a World Heritage Site and as the pride of St. Lucia. The essence of St. Lucia is the piton. And restoring that pride for the piton, we have truly lost it. Because every time I hear about someone speaking about the piton, it's about, okay, the piton brings that much tourists to St. Lucia, or the piton is a World Heritage Site, it brings that much tourists and everything about tourists. But what about us? If you ask an average St. Lucian, how much do you know about the piton? Or have you ever climbed the piton? Or what is beautiful about the piton? They cannot tell you, because all our concern is about the tourists. But I really want to push for nationalism of the piton. That we as St. Lucians should know about it and should be proud that we have the only, you can hardly find two mountains formed by volcanoes so close together, side by side. It's almost impossible. It's only found in St. Lucia. And this is something that we can truly, or we should truly be proud of. And we should teach our students, teach our adults, and teach everyone that we have something to be proud of, that we should be proud of that.
The Pitos Management Area Office will in a few weeks install signage marking geographic locations of the PMA.
So this location being one marked for a welcome sign, a sign that highlights and reminds not just our citizens but visitors alike as to the importance and significance of the World Heritage Site. I genuinely believe that the sign is a brilliant idea. Perhaps one may argue that it is in fact 16 years late, but the reality is it would do a lot to remind everyone, locals and visitors, as to the significance of the PMA. I dare say that there has to be more than just a sign being erected. There has to be an ongoing effort to ensure that the locals are very much aware of exactly what we have, and so everyone becomes, you know, not just a custodian but an ambassador to ensure that, you know, the pride is not restored just today or when we speak about it, but it is done on a consistent basis.
These signs will certainly bring about greater awareness of the PMA and contain contact information, including our platforms online. The signage infrastructure comprises two panels, one announcing the site and the other depicting the site. Helping us to unveil the sign are the future voices of the PMA. Let's get a drum roll and a countdown.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Welcome to Tufre!
The PMA is about opportunities and benefits for persons living within the PMA and in the immediate vicinity of the site. Today, we introduce you to two individuals who are producers of craft items.
My name is Joseph Alphonse. When I have 14 years, my father put me out and I stay with my grandfather. My grandfather do basket. So at school, he sent me at school and I joined my grandfather do that. Now, I leave that and I make my farm and I sell for the white man by the hotel Jalousie, Lanchasne, Charlie, Caroline. So Carola take I have to stop the farm and I come back in my basket for me to enjoy with my family. And any kind you want, basket you want, hat, panty, if you want a basket like that, I just give it to you and I do anything about the basket. That's Palama. Palama. You have to look for drying, for when the brush is dry, and you move the pickle in it, and you make it with it. That's Palama.
And your wife
you
does
make
that?
in your bag, and my wife will do that. Same. That one is a post. Same Palama. No problem. That one, you have guests. You put that on the table, and you put a plate in it.
Table map.
Yeah. But that one, you put it there, and you put your glass in it, and you put it in the table, same with that. But that one, do that. That one is a mat. So you put it by the door, if you want. That one is a metro. When you go inside, you put that in the door. But that one, you like somebody, your closet, you put your big picture there, your wife, your boys, and you put it in there like that. And everybody want to come in, everybody come in your house, you see everything. Every day I there, brother. Every day I there working.
My name is Shanai Mesmin. I'm the owner of Koch Jewelry. Koch Jewelry is a local-based business which entails handcraft items from necklaces, bracelets, anklets, waist chains. Right now we're just looking to branch out more into gold and silver stuff. So in a nutshell, that's what it entails. The biggest thing I get when clients or tourists come down is that they make sure that stuff is not made from China. So it being made here in Soufriere and by me is a plus for me, and it's something they could go back with and cherish. And then it's almost unique that you'd only get that here in Soufriere or here in St. Lucia. So it really attracts, it gives them memory, so to speak. So this piece right there is a turtle. So these were made for the hotels specifically. And this one right there is a seahorse. And these are more fashion jewelry, where you see it's like a crochet piece made with like glass beads and stuff. So this was a piece I did last year for Independence Day. I did quite a lot of these, so that's just one that's still here. These are the simple bracelets. These are oxidized in copper, so you get a lot of the grown people attracted to this one because of the hidden benefits, which all of them do, but they prefer the raw piece. And this is like a bracelet, a fashion bracelet with a gemstone on there. And this would be like a simple necklace, a standard simple necklace. This one right there is a clear quartz. And again, another chain with the oxidized in copper. So this one was a custom order for somebody. Same design, same cross, but different design. So this one I incorporated some gemstones, some weaving of the wire, where that one is simple, that one is more carving and getting into the metal. This piece right there took me at least 6 days, 62 working hours per se. So this one right there is a fashion piece that will sit flat on the wearer's chest, neck, and has a matching bracelet to it. So this is just some of the stuff I do. I do waist chains, rings, but I do a lot of custom orders. Yeah.
These are just 2 examples of the products and services available within and around the PMA. There are craftsmen and women, farmers, site and property owners, a range of artists, fishers, tour guides, and the list goes on. It is the intention of the PMA office to work closely with these persons in providing training and certification. We are committed to translating World Heritage into tangible benefits for our people. Talking about tangible benefits, what does the acronym VOTP stand for? Am I getting carried away? It's not trivia time as yet. VOTP, Voices of the Pitons. It's about people and the Pitons, people and the PMA, people and World Heritage. Voices of the Pitons is established as an advisory and support entity to the PMA office. At this juncture, I have the pleasure of introducing you to the chairperson of the Voices of the Pitons, Mr. Stivako Joseph.
Well, I'm Stivako. Most people know me as Stivako. Stivako Joseph, Soufriere Action Theatre Coordinator. And presently I am engaged in working with the PMA to try to restore the pride and the significance, bring people to awareness of the significance of the PMA area. When we examine the reality, we are not too convinced that our people understand the significance and the value of the PMA area. I would go even further and suggest that I don't think our policymakers fully understand the significance and value of the PMA. And so for me, restoration is indeed the right approach at this point in time. The PMA, which is the Piton Management Area, was declared a World Heritage Site. This means that right now we as a people, and I'm talking about more so the Soufriere people and by extension St. Lucians, we have a responsibility now, a heightened responsibility to ensure that this pride asset of ours, this significant valuable asset of ours, will be maintained and managed and preserved in a way that will benefit us and humanity will enjoy in this heritage of ours. That is what makes it significant.
February is Restoring the Pride Month. Join the Pitons Management Area Office, Minister Dr. Honorable Gail Rigobert, and the Department of Sustainable Development as we present a program of activities under the banner Restoring the Pride.
The activities, if you note it very carefully, it involves a lot of the arts. There is music, there is I think some fashion aspect of it, and there is the theater arts. All of that is as part of an awareness campaign to bring people to the realization that here something is not right with how we are approaching this valuable asset of ours. Let's check ourselves. Let's begin to rethink how we are behaving, how we are acting, how we are managing, how we are preserving the Piton Management Area. So we think through song, through drama, through fashion, whatever mediums that are available to us, we'll utilize it to bring out this message of restoring the pride of the PMA. The Kalinagos and the TNOs, they saw the Pitons as having very powerful spiritual significance. We know that the god and goddess is Atabaira and Ikawu, Piti Piton and Go Piton, as seen by the Kalinago people. We also know that there is the Trinity. We cannot forget OPL, which is Monsouf. And that's why in our production, in the opening part of the production, we intend to pay homage to the ancestral spirits by bringing into focus the Kalinago peoples and the whole spiritual value that is inherent to the PMA area. If you look at some of the songs that were produced for the PMA, especially the two of them if I think of it, the emphasis has been on the Pitons. And for me, the emphasis should not only be on the Pitons, the emphasis has to be on the PMA area. It's an area. And I think that's why the present manager of the PMA have find it necessary to make people aware of the boundaries of the PMA so that people begin to understand, have a wider view of, hey, this is not just the Pitons. This is about land surrounding the Pitons, and it even goes deeper, as you were saying. It goes deeper into the history, it goes deeper into our past, it goes even into our relationship to the earth and what the earth has given to us.
Restoring the pride, it's yours and it's mine. Let's do this together, preserve for the future. Restoring the pride, it's yours and it's mine. Let's do this together, preserve for the future, yeah.
There are currently 14 members of the Voices of the Pitons. This number will certainly grow as the existence of the group and its work becomes known. The executive committee comprises Stevako Joseph, Chairperson, Caroline Lamontagne, Deputy Chairperson, Cecilia Clovis Haynes, Secretary, Windia Jonahi, Treasurer, Candy Nicholas, PRO, Bernal St. Rose, Assistant Secretary, Sandra Prosper, Floor Rep, Ricky Alexander, Floor Rep, and Caroline Trubetskoy, Floor Rep. The founding members of Voices of the Pitoz include Michael Bob, former manager of the Soufriere Marine Management Authority, former Chief Forestry Officer and wildlife biologist with extensive experience in wildlife and natural resource management, Arthur Ale, school teacher, 5-time Groovy Soca monarch and writer, producer and singer of theme song Restoring the Pride, Raymond Regis, school teacher with over 30 years experience and a Lifetime Achievement Awardee for contributions towards youth and sports development, Shem Jean, corporate communications officer at the Soufriere Regional Development Foundation and current student of the University of the West Indies, Father Albert Aaron Smith, popular cleric, well known for his straight talk sermons, currently serves as the Vocations Director for the Archdiocese of Castries, a member of the Presbyterial Council, and an executive member of the Diocesan Clergy of the Province of Castries. The following are outlined as terms of reference for the Voices of the Pitoz management area. The Voices of the Pitoz entity will serve as an advisory body to the PMA office in relation to management of the PMA. This would be done by way of submitting recommendations for consideration. The entity will act as an advocacy and lobbying body with the sole purpose of serving and advancing the interest of the PMA. The Voices of the Pitoz entity will undertake the role as a watchdog agency in upholding the integrity of the Pitoz management area as a World Heritage Site. This would include making observations and related recommendations to the PMA office and through that office to the government of St. Lucia towards upholding the integrity of the PMA. The Voices of the Pitoz entity will provide general support as required to the Pitoz Management Area Office in its various activities and events from time to time. This is indeed an historical moment as it captures a demonstration of the commitment of people and residents living in the shadows of the Pitoz to work together to uphold the integrity of the PMA as a World Heritage Site. And now for the winner of last week's trivia, Anaya Carrasco. Congratulations, Anaya. And now for trivia number 3. In what country is the World Heritage Center located? And when, month and year did St. Lucia become a signatory to the World Heritage Convention? Submit your answers to the PMA Office Facebook page. To enter, like the Pitoz Management Area Office Facebook page and provide your answer under the related trivia flyer. Last week, we spoke briefly about an audio compilation celebrating the Pitoz Management Area. It contains a number of songs celebrating Soufriere and the Pitoz. In there as well is the speech by Dr. Honorable Gail Rigobot, launching our month of activities. This audio package will be available online through Cloud for public access. The audio package will also be distributed to bus and taxi drivers who will constantly remind their passengers of the majesty and significance of the Pitoz management area and the Restoring the Pride campaign. We encourage you to visit the PMA Facebook page for links and details on how you can access that special musical compilation. Manchus is on there. So too is Arthur Ale, Selwina, and Donatan.
I had a dream that one day the pride that we lost shall be restored. And I'm not speaking about any pride, my fellow St. Lucians. I'm referring to the pride of our World Heritage Site.
That concludes episode number 3 in our series, Restoring the Pride. Join us next week for our final installment, celebrating the 16th anniversary of the Peters Management Area. In the meantime, happy 42nd anniversary of Independence, St. Lucia. I am Bernelle St. Rose, reminding you of our campaign, Restoring the Pride. And remember St. Lucia's independence slogan, a resilient nation. We can, we will. Goodbye.
We will protect our people. We can, we will. Let's heal together. We can, we will. And let we strengthen our country. We can, we will. Secure our future. St. Lucia, we are one. St. Lucia, a resilient nation. We can, we will.